Welcome to the DB Media Podcast. I'm Brian, that's Dylan, and we have some really good movies to be reviewing today. We have both of the Den of Thieves movies, the new one that just came out. What are you doing? I thought you put it in your belly button.
Make your announcements.
I thought you put it in your belly button.
I'm clicking it.
You're making me uncomfortable. We're reviewing both of the Den of Thieves movies, as well as all three of the Sonic movies. Den of Thieves comes from me. Sonic comes from Dylan. What?
I just remember this old clip I seen. There's this kid coloring his face blue, and he says, "You know who I'm trying to be? He said, who? I'm trying to be Sonic, so I can beat your fucking ass off."
That's funny. But as always, before we start, we have movie news. The first part of this news I got is Saw. So there's a lot of rumors about the new Saw movie.
Wow.
I've seen people talk about it on TikTok. I've seen a few different creators talk about it. How Saw may just be done. They may not even be releasing Saw 11. But I don't see that happening with the major success that Saw X was. It was a huge success. But I've also heard rumors that that Twisted Pictures, who's in charge of Saw, is talking about selling the rights to Blumhouse or to A24. Don't do that. Blumhouse will mess it up. I have no hope for anything really made by Blumhouse. Like, very, very seldomly, I think Blumhouse makes good movies. Like, it's a hit or miss. And A24 has basically been the same way. But that's my thoughts on that. And then I also saw somebody, I don't know how accurate this one is, but I saw someone that said they believe the Puniverse monsters, like, you know how like all of them are connected and they're going to come into the same movie at one point. Apparently it's going to be a giant monster fight kind of movie, kind of like a Freddy versus Jason kind of deal. That's kind of cool. I wasn't thinking it was going to be like the Avengers or nothing, but I thought, yeah, it was going to be like a cool monster fight. That'd be pretty dope. Also, we have David Spade and Theo Vaughn have teamed up on a buddy comedy movie called Bus Boys, and they are writing the script. That was great. I love both of them. Also, it has been officially announced that the Toxic Avenger is getting a theatrical release this year. So there's 4 of the original Toxic Avengers movies. The first one is a classic. There's a reason it has a cult following. It's very funny. It's about a janitor. I know you said you didn't know what it was. It's about a janitor who falls into a vat of chemicals after being bullied and gets like big and strong and deformed and all that and really ugly looking. The funny thing is the Toxic Avenger in the new one is played by Peter Dinklage. So really, really small Toxic Avenger. But it was shown to a very small crowd in 2021, 2022, something like that. Or maybe 2023. But it currently sits at a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. The first one was great, but it wasn't that good. Like, the other 4 is just trash. Like, it's an obvious example of when a movie is milked too much. Like, they saw the first one become like a success because it was a stupid idea, and then they was like, we gotta make 3 more of these movies.
Yeah.
Like, also Gremlins 3 has been announced. How about that?
Gremlins. Why Gremlins?
I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the Gremlins movies growing up, but it feels a little late.
Yeah, and
especially for a third one.
Even 2 wasn't necessary.
I don't know. I like 2 pretty good. Second one's pretty good.
It's good, but I didn't think it was necessary. Along with the Gremlins 3 announcement came a Goonies 2 announcement.
What? I was telling you about this. Like, all those actors' houses burnt down. We're gonna be getting a bunch of remakes and reboots. Yeah.
I'm for the new Goonies. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. Don't touch it neither. But I'm gonna watch the new Goonies. Like, I'd rather, if I had an option, I'd prefer them just to leave it alone and not make another one. But like, I'm gonna watch the second one. Like,
watch Josh Brolin not come back.
We didn't even have a good movie. I hope it's a sequel and not a remake. That would suck. Also, Will Smith keeps teasing that he's going to be in a new Matrix movie. He keeps posting teases of him dressed in like Matrix clothes or Matrix stuff like on his social media.
And maybe, how do you know, like, Jada didn't just make him emo?
It could be that. It could be that. No, I don't know how I feel. I've never seen any of the Matrix movies. I tried to watch the new one with Keanu Reeves, but you really can't jump into a series on its fourth movie and expect to know what's going on.
No.
So,
I like them. I liked them pretty good.
I watched the first 30 minutes of the first one, and I liked it. I just something came up and I didn't get to finish the movie. We'll have to review that series if a new one comes out. And then we have David Leith. Well, I don't know how to say his last name. He's the director of Fall Guy and Deadpool 2. He is in talks to be directing the new Ocean's 14 movie.
Okay.
Did you like the Ocean's movies?
I never watched them.
Really? Oh, that we're reviewing that at some point soon. Those are my favorite movies. Some of my favorite movies.
You son of a bitch! I'm in. I get the concept of the movies.
They're really good. The second one, not so much. I was not a fan of the second one. But other than that,
I have no idea where to start with those movies.
really, Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and then
Okay,
Ocean's.
so it starts with 11.
Yep.
Okay,
Ocean's 11, 12, 13, and then Ocean's 8.
that's the one with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that.
Yeah, that one's very skippable. We'll review that series at one point. But the first series we're reviewing today, Den of Thieves 1 and 2. Give me a rating for both.
4 out of 5 for the first one, and then 3 out of 5 for the second one.
I gave it a 5 out of 5 for the first one. It wasn't my top 10 movies of all time, but it recently got beat out because I rewatched an oldie. And then Den of Thieves 2, I gave it a 3.5. You want to give me what you think about these movies? Let me go first.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So my biggest thing about these movies is I love heist movies. And the cast is great. Gerard Butler, great. O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, fantastic. The opening to the first one was great. About them robbing the armored truck, awesome. Like, everything about this movie is awesome.
Well, both movies started out with a heist.
Yeah, but I think we can agree the second heist.
Yeah, the second one wasn't as good.
Second one was little more less of a high stakes. You know what I mean? Because the first one was like them going against cops in an armored truck and debating whether to shoot these cops and kill them or not. And but by the second one, you're like, okay, these are international criminals. They're going to do what they need to do. Like, I don't know.
I think it served a good purpose in showing that. Are we doing spoiler free for Den?
I think it's been out long enough. We don't have to do spoilers.
Okay, but
I try to get your mic's low.
Oh. Yeah. So I think it done a really good job at showing that he's getting better. He's gotten a lot better since the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, because the first one, it was about, like, I'll admit, like, I like the first opening scene better. But in the second one, he's got it down pat. Like, nobody dies. He's in and out. The first one, there's a lot of complications in the first one. Like, they're smart, but still, there's a lot of complications, and they end up losing somebody.
Yeah, that exactly. We'll focus on the first one first, and then we'll compare it to the second one. Like you said, in the first one, like, they do lose somebody in their opening heist, and by the second one, though, they do get better with that. Gerard Butler is just a gangster with a badge.
Yeah, I have that hit down here. There's no good guys in this movie.
There really ain't. Like, he's a bad dude, but he has a badge. The only difference between him and the heist guys, like the criminals.
And he's not indifferent about it. You know?
Huh?
He's he accepts it.
Yeah, he knows it. Like, whenever they kidnap him in the hotel, and he's like, this is not legal. And he's like, see his badge? I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, he knows he's a gangster. I love Gerard Butler and everything. He was a producer on this and the second one. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that until I was reading about it. What the first one does that I think the second one doesn't do. Yeah, I don't mean to compare them right off the bat, but the first one gives everyone enough backstory. Like Gerard Butler, it immediately shows like he's going through a divorce, and he shows that he is a family man who's like losing his family because he's made stupid decisions, because he is tied up in like an underground like criminal life when he's really a cop. The second one does not do that. Like with the woman he's working with and all that, does not give enough backstory on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's character development is just great. Like even what's his name? Like 50 Cent's character, like even though he's in it very little, like he does have great character development. Because like just the stories like it tells between him and his crew, like or the whole crew, like they develop characters really really well in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they build the characters so you could feel bad when they died.
Yeah, because you do.
Yeah. Not so much. Like, I knew, I was like, the moment I decided, okay, there's no good guys in this movie, was the last fight scene when they got out of the car.
And they start shooting through the cars.
Yeah. I was like, first off, Gerard Butler should, like, his character should not have even got out of the car.
Right.
He should have radioed somebody, had a helicopter fly over.
Yeah.
And watch the car.
But no, he's an adrenaline junkie gangster just the same.
Yeah. And then those guys, no better, just freaking get an LMG and mount it on the hood of their SUV.
And shoot through like 4 civilians' cars.
Yeah.
Like, he makes a comment in the movie. Get this hair on my face. He makes a comment in the movie that they're just doing what they're trained to do and they're shooting uniforms. Because they're all retired military. So like he's like they're just doing what they're trying to do. They're not shooting civilians. They're shooting uniforms. So like that like kind of make like he knows they're not going to go for any civilians, but they don't care about the collateral damage. Like and it makes it obvious. Like you said, it gives you enough backstory to make you care about them when they die. But the second they start shooting through like a mom's minivan on the highway, you're like, all right, I really don't care about these guys. Like they're all criminals. Yeah. All in all, it's a great the twist at the end of the first one. It's a classic heist twist. Everyone gets screwed over, and one main character was kind of like a side character gets away with everything.
Yeah. I should have watched the first one first.
You did watch the second one and then the first one.
Yeah. But so I don't really count this for me as being able to predict the movie. But I was like, either he's the mastermind of this or he just Steve Buscemi's it, like in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, it's a classic ending. Most heist movies end with both parties getting screwed with one of the smaller characters being the mastermind.
Yeah, is either I'm gonna rip off Reservoir Dogs or Usual Suspects. I knew it was gonna do either or.
Yeah. One thing I do have to say, one of the scenes in this movie, the gun range scene, where they're all like shooting guns and like it's basically like a dick measuring contest. You know what I mean? Like he just got out of prison. Like the main bad guy, the leader of the crew. Is he even allowed at a gun range?
No. He's a felon.
Yes. Why is he? Why did he just arrest him there? Like.
Charges would have been easier. He's building a case.
Yeah. The scene where he comes home and finds Gerard Butler with his girlfriend. That was wild. That was a crazy, intense scene. Because like his guns are laying right there on the counter, and he's like, That's wild. I love that scene.
Yeah, but he intended for that.
Yeah, like then he walks back and she's like, "I just did what you told me to do." It's like, oh, he wanted that to happen. Like, all in all, this movie's great. Using the first bank as a distraction. Well, the first time I watched this movie, I didn't see that coming. That's like I thought that was the big bank they were talking about. But using it as a distraction and tunneling out into the sewer system and going to rob the big bank, that's another great twist.
Yeah.
When the tension when they're actually doing the robbery at the main bank they intend to rob, I'm gonna call him Ice Cube Jr. Ice Cube Jr. was loading the money up with the EMP thing and ducked down behind the cameras and everything. That crazy tension. Done a really good job building tension. Yeah, it's just all in all a really good movie. I really loved Den of Thieves, and I was really hyped for the second one. Move on to the second one?
Yep.
So,
I really like that they constantly employ UFC fighters in these.
do they?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the UFC fight.
Mike's Hollow is in the first one. Michael Bisping was in the first one for a little bit right at the end, and then he is also helping out with the heist in the second one at the beginning.
I didn't know that. I'm not big into UFC. Yeah. But Den of Thieves 2, you want to talk about a letdown. I was really hyped for this movie. It let me down. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, but it's an average movie at best. It's an average heist action movie.
Not as many people died in this movie.
At the beginning of the movie, they say nobody dies this time. Remember? When they go to do the heist, he's like, nobody dies this time. Nobody gets hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like the foreign setting. I get why it had to be a foreign setting because he's a wanted he wasn't even really a wanted criminal. He was, but he wasn't. Because if you remember at the beginning of the movie, they're like, we have no evidence he even robbed the bank. Because he stole money that was supposed to be shredded. So they don't even know they've been robbed. He did not have to go into another country. And I think it suffered from having foreign setting.
Gerard Butler would have chased him down.
Yeah. But the foreign setting for me just kind of didn't ruin the movie, but it made it less desirable for me.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting.
It was a little interesting, but it got old quick, I felt like.
Yeah.
The first half of this movie, over half of it, was a slow burn.
Yeah. Well, after watching the first one, I have no idea why the hell you'd let Gerard Butler join your crew.
Right? And he's so open to it. He did threaten them with having them extradited. He was like, you can let me in your crew or we can, I'll be arrested. And why would you let him in? That's so stupid. He was just like, all right, you're in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they bonded really quick.
They did bond really quick. It's this man was trying to kill you a couple of years ago, right? And now you're drinking with him, talking about your childhood.
And he felt bad, too, about screwing him over.
Yeah.
I think, 4 people died in this movie.
Did they?
Yeah, at the end is the guys
cars chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about the ending in a minute. The first half of it's a slow burn of them just casing the joint. But normally with a slow burn, it either works or it don't. This one, it works. It's a slow burn that is necessary.
Yeah.
It's one of them slow burns that you're like, okay, this is a slow burn, but it's building good tension. It started off really strong. The opening was not as strong as the first one, but I feel like they fumbled the last half of it. Not even the last half, the last third of the movie. Okay, we can talk about that ending if you want.
Don't get me wrong, I like the heist. They did great on the heist. The heist had a lot of tension in it. It was really good. The ending is what really fumbled it.
Exactly. This was on track to be a 4.5 for me.
Yeah.
And then the last 15 minutes, it was what are we doing? What is this? Pick a lane, stick with it.
Yeah, I would rather Gerard Butler have just
screwed them over
and left it at that. But no, he had to go and help them break out. And now they don't have $800 million. And now they're kind of all indebted to the mob.
Yeah. So how the movie ends is they successfully rob the bank. They all bring the jewels or whatever they've robbed from the. 'Cause it's a.
They basically rob
safety deposit boxes
from a diamond exchange.
Right. They brought all the diamonds and the valuables in, and they're having them appraised to get paid. And I remember in the theater, you leaned over, was like, he screwed them over. They're about to get swatted. And because he just keeps looking and the music slows down, and he's looking all nervous and just looking around, takes his glasses off, and then the cops burst in and because me and you both called it. You sit down and said, I know. They're about to get it. And you think he's getting arrested first, because he's getting arrested with them. So you're like, okay, maybe he didn't screw him. Maybe they just screwed up. That's what I was thinking.
No, I didn't think that for a minute. I was like, they're walking him away so they don't see.
No, I thought immediately. I was like, okay, so maybe they screwed something up and got caught. And then they took him behind the van, they uncuffed him and let him go. It's but that's not even the bad part. If they would just ended the movie there, or ended the movie with his exchange with him in prison, because he goes to the prison, and he's like, oh, so we're even now? And he's like, yeah, we're even. That end the movie there. But no, he has to be stick to the left of the bus, back left of the bus.
Honestly, they could have let him escape and just not let Gerard Butler had that say stick to
exactly because now Gerard Butler was in on it.
Yeah.
But if you'd have just had him get broken out by those mob guys, that would set up a great third movie.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler needs to go and find him again. They're gonna play another game of cat and mouse.
Or they could have just revealed that he helped in the third one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, let that go in the end. And then in the third movie, just be he was behind our breakout attempt. He helped you.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. It was so rushed. It was he ratted you out, but he broke you out. All in 10 minutes. That fumbled hard. And it was good. The heist was good. The high-speed chase at the end was good.
Yeah, the ending ruined the whole movie.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Honestly, I can't say that I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming. I saw the possibility of him ratting on them and them getting arrested coming. I saw that. But I didn't see him be we're going to break them out now.
I know, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Because, why? But I did watch an interview with them, and they all stated that they want this to be a franchise. I'd watch a third one.
Yeah, I don't think it was. This movie wasn't bad enough for me to write it off.
Yeah, not at all. It didn't hold up to the first one. And why though? Why is Gerard Butler making deals with these mafia guys? When did he make this deal with his mafia guys?
Maybe he wants another rush. I don't know.
There's so many unanswered questions, and the main character was so quick to forgive him. In the text message at the end, where he's it takes him and says, "I guess a tiger can change his stripes." No, he just screwed you out of $800 million, getting you arrested, getting your money seized, then breaking you out. He was so quick to be thanks.
Why does he call him Fraulein?
He's done this since the first one.
I know.
I have no idea. Funny though. I really want this to be a franchise. I would watch a couple more of these.
Yeah. I heard rumors that 50 Cent was going to come back for one of them.
Did he die in the first one? They never really confirmed it.
No, he was just laying there. He could have got an ambulance and lived.
50 Cent came on as a producer for the second one. He didn't produce the first one. Gerard Butler produced the first one, and then 50 Cent and Gerard Butler produced the second one. So 50 Cent's been around in some really good movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I really liked it, but I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
They just gave me a better ending,
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with this unless you are.
Yeah, I'm done. All right, so
I will say this too: the side characters, like that woman and stuff, they were not good side characters. Like the love interest,
Oh yeah.
she was not like in the first one. All the side characters were very interesting. She was not. Their whole crew was not.
Yeah.
But, all right. Now we're moving on to Sonic, the first one.
All right.
What's your rating?
I gave the first and second one a 2.5.
I gave the first and second one both a 3 out of 5. I gave it 2.5 for me is average. I think it's slightly better than an average movie. Make sense?
Yeah. I like these movies. I constantly rewatch them all the time.
Yeah.
My kids love them.
Yeah. I actually watched the second one with my son, and he actually really loved it. So.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was a great movie. I will say this: the first one, when I went, I put it off so long from watching it. Like I didn't watch it until I absolutely had to. Till it was like 2 days before we were recording this. I was like, all right, might as well watch it now. I thought it was just gonna be a little kid comedy. You know what I mean? It's not. It's actually fun. Like
It's a fun movie.
yeah, the movie's a lot more likable than I thought I was going to. I had a better time than what I was expecting. I've never been a fan of the Sonic games.
Yeah.
I know you've played a little bit. You played more than I have because I ain't played but one.
I played a couple of them a couple years ago.
Yeah, so I don't know a lot of the Sonic lore or whatever, but you've been reading up on it too because you were telling me about it the other night. Can we collectively agree though the best part of these movies are Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Like,
I won't say he's completely what makes these movies great.
no, but he is the best part, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Because, well, for me anyway, because like he wasn't in this, I had to drop the rating on significantly.
For the first two, anyway. I will say for the first two, he's what makes these movies.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. We'll talk about that when we get to the third one. But I agree with that. The jokes really stick the landing in this. Like I thought for sure it was going to, like I said, little kid comedy and the jokes were just going to fall flat. I laughed. I had a good time laughing at this. Like we know the Sonic design is better than the original too.
Yeah,
like, we can talk about it.
Yeah, you didn't know about that. I had to show you that.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh god, I love that the first movie would not have gotten a sequel.
No, and people bullied that studio so bad.
Yeah, I was one of them.
I was one of them. I made so many hate comments.
I did. I didn't even care that much about the Sonic games at the time. I just knew that's not what Sonic should look like.
The scene where they go to the bar, I thought that was really funny. He's like, "It's on my bucket list to start a bar fight." Like,
Yeah.
It's so out of pocket. Like, I didn't expect that to be in a little kid movie either. The animation is really, really good in these.
Yeah.
Like, I was again surprised by how good the animation was.
You wouldn't think that those big eyes would work.
Right? But they do. Yeah.
Well, we the people made it work.
We the people. There were some scenes that you can. I mean, I know he's a speedster, but like some scenes directly ripped off like the Quicksilver scenes in X-Men, where he's like moving things. Yeah. But I really like the first one, and Jim Carrey's comedy is great. Him as Dr. Robotnik, awesome. Even the guy who finds Sonic, the Donut Lord, I can't remember what his real name is in the movie. He's great.
Tom.
He's a. I don't know. He has good chemistry.
James Marsden's his real name.
Okay. He has good chemistry. I mean, I know Sonic's animated and all that, but he has good chemistry with like the voice actor of Sonic looks like, and like the whole Sonic thing. Like you can still have bad chemistry with a voice actor, you know what I mean? And it sounds like he had good chemistry with him. So, all in all, I really, really enjoyed the first one. Do you have anything you want to say about the first one?
No, I will say that. I told you this last night. I think the way these movies are going, they're like the Terrifier movies. They're getting better with each one.
I still think it's weird you compared it to Terrifier.
I know it's not a horror genre, but the Terrifier movies do the same thing. They get better with each sequel.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Sonic movies are doing.
Absolutely. I will say Well, no. Yeah, they get better with each one. I was going to say I like the first one a little better than the second one, but no, I like them first, second, third. You can tell the quality difference. Like the first one's just kind of a let's test the waters. The second one was like let's go a little bit bigger. The third one was like this is an Avengers level movie. Like it was really good. No surprises or wild success.
Yeah.
But move on to the second one, or you want to say the first one?
Yeah, we can go to the second one.
So for Sonic 2, at this point, when I turned, so Sonic 1 was good, but I was still kind of like iffy about the whole thing. And Sonic 2, I was like, at this point, I'm just watching for Jim Carrey. Like at this point, I'm just watching for Jim Carrey. And then Knuckles came into it. I love the character Knuckles.
Yeah,
he's hilarious. But right off the get go, I said this before the movie even ended. I said he'd be a better hero and friend than he would a villain. Because like I didn't see him as a villain, even with him trying to be a villain and like beat up Sonic. It's like I don't think he would be better as an ally. Like because like most villains, you can see a villain and be like that's a villain, but like he wasn't. Like he didn't give off them vibes, and you also get introduced to the Fox character. I can't remember his name.
Tails.
Yeah. You introduced to Tails in this one. I find Tails super annoying. I don't like Tails at all.
You don't like Tails at all?
I don't like Tails at all. Whatever scene Tails is in, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I hate Tails. But they crack a joke about the Vin Diesel on The Rock in this one. About the feud between Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Yeah.
He says something about the echidnas being at war with this other tribe for many, many years. And he's like, just like Vin Diesel on The Rock.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Knuckles really helps make these movies.
Absolutely.
He's a very good comedic relief.
Absolutely, and it's more apparent in the third one than it is the second one.
Yeah.
Because the second one, he's trying to kill Sonic the whole time. And the third one, he's like best friends with him. Yeah. Knuckles was a great addition. It was really good. He also cracked a joke about the Winter Soldier when he's coming down the hill during the avalanche. He's like, "All right, Winter Soldier."
Yeah,
just the really meta jokes. It's really funny to me.
The references they make and stuff.
Yeah, those are super super funny. I will say, because Knuckles was a villain, and we didn't see as much of him as Sonic, because they kind of steer away from villains more than they did the heroes of the movie. We didn't get enough personality to that character.
Yeah.
But we also didn't get a lot of personality with Tails. That's one of the reasons I didn't like him in this movie, is because we have no real personality in this, like other than him wanting to find Sonic.
Yeah.
So I was not that big of a fan of this one, but I thought it was a step up from the first one.
Yeah. And they directly, like, they've done it in the past before. Like, Supersonic has been a thing for a while now, but it just rips Super
Saiyan right off.
Yeah.
Like, it ripped off Dragon Ball. So, like, you texted me too, and you was like, watch this. It rips off Dragon Ball. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay, he just went Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
that was funny.
You're not even that far in the show yet.
I don't even know what Super Saiyan is other than what you've told me in the games I've played.
Yeah.
I've played the games, and I've listened to you talk about it, but I'm watching Dragon Ball. We're going to do a Dragon Ball episode around Valentine's Day.
All right. And we can go on to the next one.
The third one?
Yep.
All right. Now, the third one was my favorite out of the whole series.
Yeah, it's great.
It's awesome. So
it's crazy to me that they got that good of a cast for this.
They really did. Like
Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba.
That's what I was like.
I mean, he was in the second one too.
Yeah, but still, like, compared with Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves, like, that's where, like, you think that's where their budget went, but this was still a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
It was awesome. The first one, I was like, yeah, all right, kind of like it. Second one, I was like, oh, it was a little better. Third one, I was like, holy crap. Like, we got out of the theater, and I was like, that was a really good movie. Like, best one by a mile. It gets better in every single aspect. Like, all the problems I had out of the first two, not enough personality for Knuckles and Tails. That's fixed in the third one. Not enough, like, action from the first and second one. Fixed in the third one.
Yep.
The fight scenes are fixed. The comedy is better. Everything is better in the fourth one.
One of my favorite scenes was when Jim Carrey broke the fourth wall.
Oh my gosh! That was hilarious. The last half of this movie, the jokes were awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, my absolute favorite, funniest thing.
I know
that
what you're going to say because you
happened-
laughed so hard at this part.
was when the old Robotnik got kicked into the energy, and he just
He goes, ah!
yeah, like it made you think it was gonna be like
Yeah. No, he just got zapped like a bug.
yeah, it was like
you laughed so hard. In
that
the
was
theater.
like the funniest thing ever to me.
That. Oh my gosh, it was a great movie.
I don't know. I have a terrible sense of humor too. I've laughed at the way people flop down dead in movies.
That's fair. Like, I laughed way too hard, and neither of you were laughing because we went and watched this with each other and my brother. Neither of you were laughing during this part, at least that I could hear. Was when they were doing the dance and the lasers.
Oh no, I was dead. I was silent laughing.
Oh, I could not hear. I laughed way too hard at that scene. Like, there's a scene where they're trying to go through a laser field and they have these suits that deflect the lasers, and for some reason they break out in synchronized dancing.
Yeah,
It was so funny. The scene where shoot, I lost my train of thought. It's one of the funny scenes. We'll come back to it. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The same actor joke. Like, him and Jim Carrey are like touching hands, and they're like trying to figure out because he tells Jim Carrey, "Oh, I'm your long lost grandfather."
yeah. It's almost like we're played by the same actor in a movie. They just all look at the camera.
Those were the best
Yeah.
jokes. Like that was so funny. The first interaction with Shadow. Shadow's a great introduction to this crew too. Like, Keanu Reeves, holy crap! He even makes a reference to Keanu Reeves in the first one. When he watches Speed, he's like, "I love you, Keanu." Like, and then Keanu Reeves is in this one. Shadow is just a bad dude. He's not a villain. Like, I don't care what people say. He's not the villain of this movie. He had every right to be as mad as he was. Like, I don't know. It was great. Like, give me a Shadow movie. I know you was talking about, like, they were talking about, like,
they don't know what to do with Shadow right now.
give him his own series like Knuckles, or give him a solo movie.
So yeah, they're moving forward with Sonic 4. They're trying to figure out what to do with Shadow, on whether to give him his own show or give him a movie. But Knuckles Season 2 is moving ahead. I need to go back and watch Knuckles the first season.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I need to watch it. I'm so down for a Shadow movie or even a series, but I love Shadow. Like, he is probably my favorite character now. Like, because he was just a bad dude. He had the supersonic speed, but he had also like the Nightcrawler power where he could just teleport.
Yeah.
The first interaction with Shadow, oh my gosh, where they drop into like that in the Japanese town and they go to fight him and he's just like throwing cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that was like a scene out of like one of a Marvel movie. Like, it was so good. The fights were better. The villains better.
And when they both went super.
Oh my gosh!
Super Hedgehog.
There's a part in the movie where he goes and gets the emerald from the second one, and everyone's warning him not to, and he gets half the power, and so does Shadow, and they both basically go Super Saiyan, and that's one of the best fights ever.
Yeah.
Like, cause in the second one, him and Knuckles kind of scrap a little bit, and it's very, very short. This one is a long, drawn-out fight where they're fighting over different continents, where they are like fighting in these ruins, and throwing each other into the moon. Like, it is awesome. Like, I don't know. Like, and we got Dr. Robotnik's a good villain. Don't get me wrong. Like, but he is not a real villain. Like, he's a comedic villain. His grandfather, on the other hand, I thought was a real villain. Like, he had a real, like, villain vibe to him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It didn't really ever say why they just was just going to get rid of him.
Who?
Shadow, when he is in the base.
Yeah, they never said, like, why they, like...
Is something about, he was, something along the lines of he was, too valuable to destroy, but too dangerous to keep.
Yeah. Because he caused an explosion.
Yeah, or something like that. Well, he didn't cause the explosion. They shot a tank of the energy he produced for him.
And that in their eyes, he caused the explosion. It was his energy he made.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Shadow has a sad backstory, dude. Like, and in the first and second Sonic movies, the story is just like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, the first story is just kind of there. Second story is a little bit better, but it's still, like, mediocre. Like, it's a story we've seen 1,000 times. This story, on the other hand, was, like, new and improved and just way better. And like you said, like the Terrifier movies, they're getting better with each one. And that is so rare in a franchise. Like, normally, you start off strong, and because you start off strong, you get a sequel, and they deplete in quality.
Yeah.
No, these ones. Or the Terrifier movies. Like you said, like, they're getting better and better and better. And I after seeing the third one, I'm really excited to see the fourth Sonic movie. Because it's going to have Shadow, and we saw in the post-credit scene, it's going to have the robotic Sonic and whatever that other chick's name is.
Amy.
But I found out today through one of our movie news things that they are shooting for a 2027 release date. March 2027 for Sonic 4.
It's not too far.
It's really not too far. And like I said, they're probably going to give us Shadow and Knuckles Season 2 in between that.
Yeah. I'd say Knuckles Season 2 will come out this year.
Oh, yeah. Probably towards September, August. Right? And
then Shadow will probably be next year.
I'm going to say Shadow gets his own series, not a movie.
Yeah.
If it is a movie, I'm guaranteed it's a straight-to-streaming movie.
Maybe. I don't know. He's pretty... Shadow is a very beloved favorite in the Sonic series.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about the series. Like, I didn't know there was a post-credit scene in the end of the second one that you told me the other night, and I went back and rewatched it, and I wish I would have seen it before I watched the third one now, because, like, I didn't see the post-credit scene before I watched the third one, and he's like, Project Shadow. Like, that was a cool little scene. And for fans of the franchise, I'm pretty sure, or fans of the games, I'm pretty sure they were like, oh my gosh, like, that was our soldier boy in the basement during season 4 of The Boys.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to say about this movie?
No, I'm good.
All in all, it's a great series, and I was really skeptical when you suggested it, but I think we're being skeptical. I will say this: out of every movie you've provided, this is probably my least favorite, though.
But I'm not giving you nothing you haven't liked.
That's true. You have not. But
there is only one movie that I'm going to give you, fully intending for you to hate.
Going to be a hate watch.
Yeah.
That should just be the whole episode where you find movies to hate watch.
Oh God, I hate watch. I don't hate watch stuff though.
Really?
No, there's only one thing that I hate watch.
It's the Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, and you're gonna hate watch it too.
What if I watch it and I really, really like it?
Well, then we just can't be friends anymore.
What if I get on here and give it like 5 out of 5?
Then I'll go straight to Walmart and buy you a helmet.
Fair.
And I'll get you a short bus so you can start going to class.
You can't say that. It's 2025.
I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, I think that's all we have for this episode.
Yeah.
Unless you want to say something else. So next week, I'm really excited to be reviewing these movies next week. One of them you have been telling me about, or two of them, the ones you've been telling me about, and I'm really excited to watch them. And I think you'll really like the ones I give you. So go ahead and tell them what our next movies are next week.
American Beauty and Sex Drive.
I'm really stoked to see both. The ones that I'm giving you is Van Helsing and iRobot.
Okay.
And then the week after that, we're going to try to watch the new Wolfman if it's still out, and we're going to try to watch Flight Risk.
Yep.
But yeah, have you ever seen the Van Helsing movie?
Yeah, I've seen both those movies.
I figured you've seen iRobot. Just off the top of your head, before you rewatch them, what do you think about them?
They're interesting. I like those type of movies.
Yeah, I didn't know how you felt about Van Helsing mainly.
I remember my brother. I don't think my brother liked it too much.
I love it. The only reason I'm suggesting is because I went down the rabbit hole.
I remember my brother, like, he would get mad when I'd watch it because we shared a room.
Did you just overwatch it?
No, I was just watching it.
Well, I think it's one of the best werewolf vampire fights we've ever had in a movie. So, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yep.
All right. So, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I have your address.
Later.